We're starting. Whoa, we're here.
Rank 80 Podcast, episode 884. Hello.
Hello, Susie.
Hello, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing real well.
You look cute as a button.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Your little tiny tee.
Yeah, it is one of those. It's like the baby tee look. I was really into that when I basically.
Yeah, you and me
I
both,
want to wear
sister.
all of the things that I wanted to wear in junior high, but didn't think I was cool enough to. And now I may be too old, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you've been psyched about the 90s fashion coming back for quite some time.
Overalls? You're gonna make overalls trendy?
Yeah.
I
You're living the dream.
I was just going through some baby albums the other week because my brother's girlfriend's pregnant. We're just looking at all the baby stuff and everything.
Yes.
And it was it's like, a highlight reel of my favorite overalls because it just in every picture.
Yeah, for real, like all the ages, there was just
all
an
the
overall.
ages. Mm-hmm. Short overalls, striped long overall, and so many outfits. I'm like, I would wear that today.
Whenever you were here in October and I was wearing my overalls and like you kept having to like fix them because I would like get them all twisted and like wouldn't know how to get them back on. Yeah. And you were like, "Oh, Suze, you're twisted
let me
again."
Help you out.
I mean, does that not happen to you?
I mean, it does, but when you there's like a move that you do to get him
preventative care.
Yes, exactly. I would imagine it's the same thing that happens to people who wear bras all the time so that they don't run into issues like I did before we started taping, where I was feeling my bra line and was like, wait a sec, lift up my shirt. And
twisters. My
bra is twisted, like right in the middle.
I do not know why you wear bras ever.
Well, it's a lot of nip in when
you
we're
feel
recording.
like it's distracting. Like I'm just going to be staring at your nipple or something.
No, but it feels like if we were to post a video of it, it wouldn't
this
not
could
get
be
a
great
comment.
For us.
I know I should do that. I should take it off right now.
What if that's why? What if that's why we're not hitting the big time?
Listen, if you were saying that the thing that we need is more like titty content, I don't think me not wearing a bra would be our issue. I think it would be you, sister.
No, because I think yours is more of like the cool kind, like the rebellious, like 90s, like.
Oh, like I'm not wearing a bra because 100%.
Mine would be like.
What am I doing?
Hooker.
We should be.
Take it off, baby.
Why are we even wearing these things? In fact, it felt like a cage. It's funny. The only time I actually do wear them, is when I'm on the podcast. Because I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, you can't even tell. Oh, the shirt fits so much better now.
You already got it off? Wow, that didn't take long. Wow. And there is no difference.
There's literally no difference.
It looks so good. Oh. You don't need that. You don't need to be trapped in that cage.
Yeah. Woo! Freedom.
Oh, my God.
Listen,
good
here on the
you.
Brain Candy Podcast, we believe in letting those babies out.
For real.
Let them breathe.
Why? Oh. Yeah, they don't deserve that.
I'm saying that as I'm newly reformed.
I don't have a bra on, actually.
What?
I have on, I use just the covers, nipple covers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I try to put those on, the outline of the nipple covers is more noticeable than my nipple itself because they take up pretty much the whole thing. And so...
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you this. I went for my mammogram last week and
good.
Clean as a whistle, but ruptured implant.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No. Mhm. We have to do something about it. What are you going to do? Take it out. Ah! Oh, this is an emergency. 911. You seem way too calm.
Well, okay, so the technician is taking the images and she's like, "Uh-oh, you have a rupture." She just said, "You have a rupture." And I was like, "What does that mean?"
Okay.
And then she said, "You have a ruptured implant." And then she looked at my last year's images and she's like, "You had it last year too, and it should have been in the report." It was in the report. And then she pulled up the report and it was not in the report. And so then she's like, "I'm no like radiologist, but like you should like see your doctor about this." Okay.
Yes.
So then I get the new report and they're like, "Looks good." No mention of the rupture again. So I got to go see my doctor, but they're going to have to replace it. You can't just walk around like that.
Absolutely they do. And you know what, Suze? I've always heard from people who get implants that there is
like a lifespan.
Yes. That it's like 9 to 12 years. And I think you are right at that.
I sure am.
Oh my God.
But I know that this sounds disturbing, but I really thought that was like a myth or just sort of like big boob trying to get me to get another surgery. Cause you got to pay for it again. But the rupture, you do not have to pay for. So maybe I played my cards perfectly.
This is good. Okay. So then maybe you can get the size that you always wanted.
You're right about that. These suckers are way too big.
Because I think a little bit smaller would be the perfect size on you.
Perfect.
I mean, not like I've
Take
stared
it
at your
down
boobs
a
a lot.
notch.
Yes, I have. I am realizing this now as a person who's like happily identifying as very gay.
Yeah.
That all of the time,
It's
I
like
thought everybody
repressed
stared
stuff.
at women. I thought that was something that everybody was doing. That it was like,
I mean,
well,
they are
yeah.
pretty.
I mean, yeah,
but
like,
we're not like
looking and then trying not to look. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I do that all the time.
Okay.
And now I feel like, oh, this is great. I just get to look.
You sure do.
I mean, I could have done that.
Okay,
before,
so what
but I don't know
you're
what's
getting
different.
at is you looked and you feel like mine are too big.
I feel like
I agree.
they're not proportional to your body.
They sure aren't.
So if you're going
I
for
weigh
Dolly
105
Parton
pounds.
Barbie look, it's the thing. It hit check. But if you're looking for something that like matches you, who has a very
It doesn't need
frame,
to match. It doesn't need to match. That was the problem at the beginning. They used to match perfectly.
but
they're
look,
too big.
look within the range of what is humanly possible.
I totally agree. And if that's what's going on,
biggies.
they're going to take these guys out and put something else in. Do you think like if one breast is ruptured, they only will cover one
That
boob?
would be insane. That would be
then I gotta
crazy.
pay for the other one?
And then we have to imagine that the materials that are in both are, who knows, like
compromised.
yes.
Yeah.
I would say, well, you
And
gotta
I feel
have,
like I have like a freaking lawsuit already that they didn't tell me.
I do too.
That is so crazy because she pulled me over and showed me it's not subtle at all. It looks like a firework on my boob.
Oh, I would be mad. Is your other doctor a dude?
You mean my PCP?
Yeah, whoever was the one who goes, yep, looks good.
That was just a piece of paper they send you after a mammogram.
Oh,
it's
I
like,
see.
You don't have cancer. You're good to go. No mention of the rupture.
Good to go. This is why they need humans looking over shit.
Or
This feels like something was scanned. Okay, so you know when you go to the doctor and they give you a checklist of previous illnesses, like, do you have any of these? They do not have hysterectomy or endometriosis on there. They sometimes rarely have an other box that I could check.
Wow.
It just gives you these as in like, these are the main ones.
And
like,
it's all like blood
mine
pressure.
is so big that I do not have the same organs. So can we add that on the fucking list? If 1 in 10 women experience this and it comes with that many, like, this is going to affect so many other things.
Totally.
It's so systemic. That's really the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like that they don't. So what I'm thinking is maybe, and this is how a lot of medical stuff is now, because the insurance companies are like, see people faster, make this paperwork quicker, that it's a drop-down menu where they say, do you see a tumor, a this, borders that, whatever, and they don't have an option for ruptured breast implant.
I mean, maybe.
This is my theory. I'm going to go with that.
Wow. Like they're like not our problem kind of
like
thing.
it doesn't, because it's not an option.
Yeah.
That's all that they're looking for in. Oh,
Wow.
because I wonder if it's like because then it would have to have a diagnostic code. And if it doesn't have a diagnostic code, which I bet it doesn't, dude,
that is bonky. I know. You're right, Sarah.
I think I am.
And because there's no symptoms. I don't have pain or weird, sometimes visually you can see a problem.
Yeah.
I don't have that. So maybe because I don't have pain or like a symptom.
But then, haven't you been having some weird skin stuff that's come out of nowhere?
Yeah.
And that's been unexplainable. And the doctors are like, we don't know that.
They're always like, oh, it's
that
stress.
with stress. And you also have toxins leaking.
Oh my God, Sarah! Right on my torso.
I'm doing better than your doctors.
Yeah, because when we were together in New York, I kept having Sarah inspect these like things on my back that looked weird.
Yeah,
and we were like, "What could this be?" Well, maybe because I have freaking a foreign body leaking.
And your skin and a lot of things. I think in the past year have probably increased.
Great.
Totally.
My God.
Susie, get that
you know
shit
what?
out
Our
there.
pets' heads are falling off, Sarah.
Oh my God, our
This
boobies
is
are
terrible.
exploding. Our pets' heads are falling off.
Well, at least we have one good thing happening, which is that Hungry Root is basically the solution to every problem in my life.
And mine. And it is, Susie, I am
Why
also...
is no one talking about it?
I don't actually know.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
Obsessed.
Every single meal I make is so good. I've been trying to eat less meat. I've been on like a pescatarian, vegetarian kind of kick. Every single... And then they say the meals are going to take you 6 minutes to make, 9 minutes to make. And I think, no, they're not. I have ADHD. It'll take me twice that long. Nope. That's exactly how long it takes. I freaking love the meals.
Well, and you were so right last time when you were like, it's not just like, the meal kit thing.
Right.
It's like a grocery shop.
Yes.
And then they're like, here are your groceries and here are some things you could make with it.
Yes.
That's more what it is.
And then you can edit it. You can like if you're like, oh, I like this recipe, but I want this instead of this.
Yeah.
No problem. Switch it out.
Yeah. That's what makes it phenomenal is it's like snacks and like condiments and sauces and then proteins and produce. And then they're like, oh, if you want to, you can make this really yummy thing.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. You could just
You don't have to.
do it.
It almost feels like they've curated the grocery store for me. They've taken the grocery store and
here's the good stuff.
Yes, because I feel overwhelmed when I go grocery shopping. And then if I'm overwhelmed around a bunch of crap, I make decisions that are not in line with what I want to be eating. So here it allows me to sort everything in line with what I want, like filter everything with what I want to be eating. And I have felt so good this week. And I have so many snacks.
And it's like you can say if you're gluten-free or dairy-free or meat-free, whatever you are, you can customize it that way. And you're going to love Hungry Root as much as we do. Take advantage of our exclusive offer. For a limited time, you get 40% off your first box, plus you get a free item in every box for life. So go to hungryroot.com/braincandy and use our code braincandy. It's hungryroot.com/braincandy, code braincandy to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/braincandy, code braincandy. Really good stuff. Yes. You will love it. Okay, so anyway, I'll get my boobs sorted, but like, it's always something.
Get those titties in check.
I think, are you gonna be our brain?
Yes, I'm the brain.
Today?
I'm trying to decide what I want to start with.
Okay, I know that
you know
feeling.
what? Since we're on the subject of women's health and stuff like that, this is the perfect time. I've had this on my list to talk about, but it's always the one where I'm like, we don't have enough time. So I think there was something that was passed. I want to say it was called like the Women's Health Initiative or something like that was passed a few years ago. Or now all of a sudden we're finally getting all of these. Not all of a sudden, fucking finally is what I mean to say.
Fucking
finally, we are getting all of these studies on women's health, and because people will start researching it, and then you need a couple years to run the studies.
A minute, yeah.
And it takes a minute, right? Mm-hmm. So now we're starting to get some of the information from when this all started.
Okay.
And one of the most interesting things that has come out that I thought you guys would all like to hear is the potential of menstrual stem cells.
Yes.
Holy fucking
It's humongous.
shit. You mean to tell me that stuff that all y'all have been shaming us about since the frickin' dawn of time, or maybe not dawn of time, but at least in modern society, is the cure to a whole bunch of shit? Maybe even the endometriosis that we were talking about?
Yeah. Because in the thing that I saw, it was talking about how like stem cells, like let's say when you have a baby or whatever,
Yes.
I think you can harvest some from that umbilical cord, all that jazz, placenta. But the period stuff has like a gazillion times more.
Oh, yeah. A bunch
Right?
more.
It's exponential.
So in the early 2000s, there was a doctor named Caroline Gargett, Gargett, I think that's how you pronounce it, who identified stem cells in the uterine lining, endometrium, and recognized that these had these self-renewing, multi-potent properties. And she was able to see that these stem cells could transform into a whole bunch of different cell types, like all the stem cells that we were, just like you were saying, the ones in umbilical cord blood. And now they found that it's like a non-invasive way to collect it. And they're even starting to use it, or like the future of how they see this being used, maybe they're starting it now, is repairing uterine linings,
Yeah, man.
treating endometriosis, improving fertility, even helping people who have pelvic organ prolapse. And, you know, they have those terrible, like, pelvic meshes that causes everybody to have, like, a class action lawsuit, you know, however many years later, because that's,
Yeah.
like, destroyed your insides. So it makes so much sense to me how we always talk about, like, the cure for everything is, like, in nature. And, you know, careful when you're cutting down the fucking Amazon, because that's our cure to cancer.
Don't you feel like part of the reason that this was so long, it took so long to discover this is because everyone's like, ew, gross.
Yes, it's totally social taboos
Yeah.
and the fucking patriarchy.
Well, and also the viscosity of it.
I mean,
It's not just
think about
regular
this.
old blood.
It's not, right, because
Yeah.
it's tissue. It's more,
Yes.
there's stuff.
Uh-huh.
It was only recently that we researchers, people who were cared like to examine
The
these kind of things,
experts.
were not using that ridiculous blue water to test tampons and pads. Like last year, I'm not even kidding.
I know.
They were like, "Hey, we should probably actually use
Because
menstrual
it's not
blood."
actually liquid. It's like
not.
something else.
It's totally different. Mm-hmm. Oy, 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 oy.
But okay,
It
but to
seems
be fair, it
crazy
is disgusting.
that we put people on the moon before we took care of handling menstrual cycles. Like, that is fucking crazy to me.
I'm
Help.
so glad, by the way, that you reposted that 100 tampons clip because, number one, it's hilarious. You did such a good job with it. And it deserves to be reposted.
Thank you.
But also, like, this song is so funny. And how she said they asked her if 100 tampons would be enough. And then that phrase where she said, because they weren't sure if that would be enough or whatever.
I didn't know if that was enough.
Because it's just so funny that like they're not dumb.
Our
These
nation's
rockets-
greatest minds.
Our nation's greatest male minds thought
Yes.
a woman might need 100 tampons for like what, 10 days in space?
Yes, I want to give proper credit to the woman who
That is
sang that. What
A
is her name? Hang on.
masterpiece.
It really is.
It's so funny.
Her name is Maria Belsky, and
Play it.
Okay. Well, we'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
Wait. You got to get the full experience.
Remember when NASA sent a woman to space for only 6 days, and they gave her 100 tampons, 100 tampons, and asked, will that be enough?
great.
So good. She
How
was.
did we find out about that? How did anyone find out that conversation took place?
My God. I think Sally Ride,
She was like, you guys aren't going to believe this.
because she was the first woman in space. Wasn't she?
I mean, she was.
And she was the one who was like, guys,
she
guess
was
what?
a whistleblower.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, however we found out, I just want to say thank you because it's hilarious. Will that be enough? Tampons.
There was an opportunity a while back for me to get you a gift of tickets to see her, the woman who sang that song, in Pittsburgh. And I don't know what happened to get in the way of this, or maybe it was me thinking, I don't know if Susie will like singing comedy.
Oh,
but
Sarah,
something prevented
I really
me.
am an asshole for making you question yourself.
But if that opportunity comes up
Yeah.
again, I will make sure that you see her.
Because my God, is that a funny song? If she did nothing else
Right.
was funny, just that. It's a
Yeah.
masterpiece. It's her one-hit wonder.
Right. Oh, yes. And I think she has a whole thing about coming from evangelical Christianity,
Oh my
too. And I was
God.
like, oh, my God, this is perfect. There was something else that got in the way. You must have been out of town or something, because I was like, Susie has to see this.
must
There's
have
a
been out of
reason why I didn't get tickets for you.
Yeah. And you know what? This all makes sense because I do feel like there's a certain sensibility of recovering evangelicals
Yeah. Yeah.
where you start to be like, wait, that's insane. And then you have to make art.
That's totally true. I feel like that's yes, that is
Well,
how
thanks for
all queer
posting it.
artists, I think,
Truly.
but they're like, this is crazy.
All
Let
the
me paint
weirdos
about
are
it.
like,
Yes.
I cannot live in this world. Okay, I'll
Right.
just paint.
Yes,
Fine. Oh my God.
and
Well,
we
thank you.
love
for
them
posting
for
it.
that. Yes.
I'll tell you what else we love. And that's freaking Rocket Money because it's the best thing in the whole wide world.
Well, if you're a fan of saving money and making finances easier, then yeah.
Off the air today, Sarah and I were talking about Rocket Money as if it's like church.
Yes. And
It's a
I'm
sacred
fully
space.
It is. It absolutely is.
Because I go in there every day. It's an app on my phone. It's a finance app. So it's where I check the spending and what's going out, what's coming in, and what the heck's this, and who's buying freaking DoorDash again, Lincoln, and stuff like that. And it's changed my whole life. And I don't know how to tell people more.
I know. It is. And what I want people to understand too is it's free.
It's free. It's a
Hello?
free app.
Free.
I mean, if I can't
I'm
sell
not
a
even
free
trying
app,
to sell you on anything. I'm just like, hey, here's this thing that you could use that'll make your life way easier. And what I'm really excited about, it's the time of year where I get all my finances in order, and then I speak to
all
my
those tax
accountant.
stuff and
Yep. And then I talk to my accountant, and she says, wow, everything is so in order. And that's happened.
you love that.
I love it. I love it so much.
Sarah lives for that.
It's not me. It's Rocket Money.
Well, but we'll take the credit happily.
credit.
Just do it, okay? I'm sick of telling you and you not listening because here's the deal. They cancel your unwanted subscriptions. They say, hey, we can lower this bill for you. And then they do all the hard work for you.
Yep.
And they monitor your spending and you can grow your savings. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions. Reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/braincandy today. That's rocketmoney.com/braincandy, rocketmoney.com/braincandy. You're welcome.
Yes.
At any rate, stem cells in the menstrual blood are pretty much probably going to save our lives someday.
Yeah. Even though it's found to be so regenerative and able to, like I said, transfer into basically whatever you want it to be, whatever tissue, like a whole bunch of different cell types. The menstrual stem cell research accounts for less than 1% of actual stem cell studies. What?
Because it's disgusting.
Yeah, because of
Wow.
stigma around it. Yeah. We need way more research on this.
Okay, but can I just say something? And maybe I'm
okay.
crazy.
Yes, go ahead. I
like
don't
when
think
I
it's
go,
that
because it's disgusting, and you go, well, because there's a stigma. Because those are two different things, right? One
Yeah.
is me saying that's gross, and you saying, like, well, there's a stigma because people keep saying it's
I'll
gross.
tell you, I honestly think because of the very fucking intimate relationship that I had with my menstrual cycle,
Yeah.
I do not think it's gross. I mean, it was so much all the time, and it lasted for so long.
How did
and
that
it'd be
make you feel like it's not gross?
because it felt, and because a lot of times the only thing I could fucking do, I don't even care if you all hear this, whatever, this is how it was. I would have to lay in a bathtub, and sometimes the color of that bath water would be light pink, and I didn't fucking care because I was in so much goddamn pain.
Well, that's terrible. I'm
Obviously,
sorry.
I don't even have those. Oh, by the way, happy 1 year anniversary to the loss of all my organs. Today is the 1 year anniversary of never having a period again.
I am really happy for you about that.
Let me tell you, that has been fucking great.
Yeah,
and
I
I don't
bet.
even think about it. Not even one time. There was this little bit of time where anytime I felt a little bit of something, I was like, oh, my period's
Is it
about to
my
start.
period?
And then I was like, you don't have one of those. But I don't have anything. There's not even any of the D word.
I'm
That's
really happy
gross
for
to say.
you. What, diarrhea?
No, discharge. Like nothing. It's like pristine, clean as a whistle.
I mean, I'm really happy for you, Sarah.
Not a single UTI since. I used to have one of those a month.
Did you really?
Oh
Every
my God.
month?
No.
That's awful.
Oh, absolutely. Well, my urethra was in a knot. It was all twisted.
Good grief,
So
woman.
it's been great. A year going strong.
Great.
Yeah.
It is funny to think about a year ago what your life looked like
Oh my
and
God.
where you are now.
It's
All gay and periodless. It sounds great. It's all the things I pray for. Like, I'm like, why do I have to be attracted to men? Why do I have to have a period? And you have solved both of those problems.
yeah. Yeah.
Damn it.
All you have to do is be in immense
Be in-
pain for about
Your whole
25 years or more, and you too can.
I'm
finally
so
do
glad
it.
that it's over.
Oh, it's great. So, yes, we need
Wait a
more. Oh,
minute.
that's what I was saying. Is I don't feel like it's that gross.
Oh,
to
okay.
me
Yeah, you're
because
wrong about that, though, Sarah.
I mean, I get it.
It's so
I understand
gross.
why, and I do get it, but.
Yeah, in the same way that poop and pee
And I
are
will
gross.
say, there's no worse smell than a women's bathroom when you just know that everybody's synced up. Like that is on another level
it's ripe.
of it's
It's
biological.
It is biological.
That is it.
We really should change the subject.
We definitely should. Susie,
What?
does listening to an audiobook count as reading?
What do you mean count?
Okay, that's a really good follow-up question. I think that is the important. This is why you're an academic, because you ask the next question.
Yeah.
That-
Why did you choose that word?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that is where I got hung up, because I saw this article that came out. Libby wrote a little article and has examined some of the research that has been done on the benefits of like reading versus listening to an audiobook, exploring what are the benefits really.
Okay.
So, and this is where I got hung up, because I think the title of the article was, does listening to an audiobook count as reading? And I don't think anywhere they said officially, like, it's not reading. I get hung up on the word reading. And really what
Yeah.
the article is saying is, does listening to an audiobook provide the same benefits as reading text?
Oh. I mean, probably. I mean, benefits, what does that mean?
Yeah. Another good question.
I mean, yeah.
Surprisingly, audiobooks offer additional benefits that reading does not, which was really interesting. and I think is especially helpful for people like you and me who have a different way of reading.
Oh yeah.
That is just looking. Which people who don't do this don't know what we're talking about. And it is something that you have to train your brain to do. It's like speed reading, essentially, where you're not really reading.
You're not
line for-
immersed.
not one
No.
little bit.
No.
You are.
I'm trying to extract information.
I was just going to say receive information.
Yeah.
So yes, that is
Yeah.
it. And we're like, okay, looking for the information. Your brain is trained in a way to do that. And it's like, in a way, looking at a picture and being able to see the details without like scanning the whole picture or like going frame by frame or whatever.
But especially fiction really requires
Yes.
the immersion.
And there's a lot that can be, sometimes I have to do a combination of the two, especially when I'm reading fiction. I have to tell myself to slow down and read, or I'll all of a sudden be like, wait, what the hell just happened? And I'll have to go back and reread it, which then helps no one. But there are a lot of interesting benefits to audiobooks that I think are important to talk about. So,
Okay.
excellent, first of all, for people with ADHD, whatever you have when you can't say the word, I have that. ADHD, dyslexia, or any kind of like learning challenges, that is super helpful for that.
Yeah.
The other thing that was one of my favorite parts, especially if you are reading the audiobook or listening to the audiobook for this month's pick, House of Impossible Beauties. Oh my gosh, the emotional connection that can come through voice. Narrators are able to bring such life and depth and warmth that I wouldn't be able to do by just reading those. I wouldn't be able to provide the same, like the characters in the book we're reading this month have different cultural backgrounds. And so this narrator read it with the different accents and from different neighborhoods in New York and different like sexual orientations and genders. And that made it really fun to listen to. It made me feel like more immersed in it and added kind of this more emotional layer. And I always say my favorite book of all time is Project Hail Mary, which everybody's like, what? That's your favorite book of all time? If we're going for most enjoyable book that I read that afterwards I was like, why can't there be 1,000 more of this book? I've never read a book that has, or listened to a book that got me to the same place, like in my heart or my mind or creative, all this stuff. Yes, that is absolutely number one. It's so fucking good because of the audiobook. I don't think it would hit the same with the reading it.
It wasn't read by the author.
It wasn't read by the author, and it was also done in this like a old timey radio show style where they had the
Like
they had
sound
sounds,
effects.
like sound effects.
Yeah, it's
Like,
cute.
It was so good, and so I love it just for that. I think that's super important.
Yeah, it felt like more of a movie to you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I think is kind of what we were hinting at before is audiobooks allow you to build comprehension and enhances pronunciation and tone. There are so many words that you and I have both learned the pronunciation of on this show because we were like, wait a sec.
Yeah.
That's how you say that? I've only read it ever.
Yeah.
We've both done that. And listening to audiobooks allows you to like hear how words are pronounced, except sometimes they do pronounce them incorrectly. And then as a listener, I'm like, that's not how you say that. But for the most part.
For real?
Yeah, it was something silly and like very specific to, oh my God, it was something that's like, oh, I know, Buna Murray in the audiobook that I listened to of the book,
Danielle Lindman's.
Yes.
I
she
forget
pronounced
what it's
it
called. True Story, I think.
Buna Murray or whatever. And I was like,
I hate
the whole
that.
time. And I was like, that's interesting that.
Wow.
And I even questioned if I was saying it right because the narrator.
Yeah.
So man, everybody fucking does that with that word.
Yeah. Or as Adam, he says being a Marie, like it's Susan Marie instead of Murray. But I don't know if that's a British thing or what, but I'm always like, why are you saying it like that? Because you get hung up on it if it doesn't sound right.
Right. And I got hung
That's
up on that. I
funny.
was like, yeah, because I'm like, it's something, I was going to say, it's something that's very niche. Like, like I get it, but nobody else would. Or, oh, right.
Yeah.
That. So,
Yeah.
that was the one that stood out to me. But for the most
Right.
part, it really helps because you're not skipping over those.
Yeah. I mean, but it
and I
takes so
think
long.
That is the thing. It does take long. And I
I'm
even
like, I
listen
got things
to
to
it.
do here, people.
If I don't listen to audiobooks for a while and then I start listening and I put it on like 1.5 speed, it feels like my brain's going to explode. I'm like, whoa, that is way
She
too
said what?
fast.
Yeah.
But then if I'm listening to it regularly, I go all the way up to 2 times speed and it's almost
Yeah.
not fast enough.
You're in the zone.
Yeah.
That's
I
funny.
didn't read this. I saw this like an Instagram little, reel or whatever about, and I don't even know who the football player is. There's some football quarterback who's doing real well this season. And he insisted that when he got drafted, they include VR training in his quarterback like training. And he's so responsive and so good, and that's because he's training at 1.7 times speed. And I was like, holy shit. And they said, this is like quarterback 2.0 who are going to be training with VR stuff. And it made me
Holy
think of this
shit.
article, or made me think of this,
Yeah.
like listening to audio stuff and how it may train our brain. Because then I thought about how I can't listen to, like, it seems so fast, and then it doesn't take that long to where I can process things really quickly. I wonder how else you could use that, because it
It's
looks
funny
like
because
this football players using it.
when we, on our Patreon, which is where we talk about the challenge, we were talking about challenge season 40, and you were like, I feel like they keep tacking more segments on, like, just to get more ads in or whatever.
Yep.
And then I read this article about how a lot of people, when they stream reality shows and certain other kinds of shows, they watch it at like 1.5 or 2 because of the ways that these shows drag out things and repeat things. And how like there's a lot of like reaction shots waiting to hear who
And
are
then
you
they
going to
say
pick or
the
whatever.
clue again. We're like, yeah, we got it. Don't
And
replay the same.
is exactly for the reason that you believed, that they are trying to make the episodes longer so they can fit more ads in. And so like the viewers, like if you're not on your phone, which a lot of people like go on their phone while they're streaming something, but like let's say you're at the gym watching, you put it on 2.0 because I'm running on the treadmill. I just want to get to the point of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How annoying would I be at 2 times speed? I have accidentally pushed that on our own podcast at
Totally.
1.25, and I'm like, ugh, shut up. Like, we are already
I'm
fast
so
talkers.
slow. I feel like I'm a slow talker. When I watch our promos, sometime I'm like telling our editor Jerome, I'm like, Jerome, like you got to help me out here. Like I'm like speaking like at a snail's pace, whereas you're very quick. You're very fast
gosh.
and efficient. Not this
When I try
gal.
to slow down, I end up talking real fast with breaks. Like,
and
then
the stammer.
that-
He
yeah,
can edit that out, no problem though. I'll tell you what you shouldn't edit out, no problem, and that is filters on your freaking air in your house.
Susie, when I moved into my apartment, they had
Oh
never
my
been
God!
changed.
I think you told me this.
Never.
Did you take it out?
Of course I
Tell
did.
me what it looked like.
Like it had never been. Like
Nightmare.
there was dust on there that's as old as
Yeah.
me. It looked like.
I think a lot of people
when
do
the
this.
style of when it doesn't look like it was sold in this
It was like, neon.
millennia. Yes.
Right.
This
I hear
is something
you.
that people forget about. And listen, we're not here to shame anybody. This is a lot of us did not have people who taught us how to do this.
You said it.
I had to have somebody come and light my pilot light because I was like, oh shit, that's right, those things go out. Now I know. But this is something that maybe you don't know about, that you do need to know about, because
Oh my God.
the air quality, not so great.
Oh my God. It's so bad. And air filters are so important, but it is something that a lot of people can sort of like put off or like not worry about because it's like, it's not sexy. Like, oh, I got to change my air filter.
Right.
But as you know, in my house, I don't have one single window in my house that opens.
Oh, that's
Not
right.
one.
Yeah.
It's a death trap. I'm not joking. And I'm sure the air quality is hot garbage
Right.
because there's no filtration.
Right.
And so Filter Easy makes it much simpler. They automatically send me the exact filter that I need for my house that I can just swap in. I don't have to like think about when's the last time I did it, what size do I need. It's just automatic. Here it is. Got to change it.
And that'll be a nice little cue for you to change it because maybe you're somebody like me who in the past is like, well, I know I need to do this periodically and every 3 months, really. And so I buy them in bulk and then I leave them there for a whole year.
Yeah.
Because there's no cue. There's no reminder. I'm not going to remember once.
You don't notice the air.
Exactly. But if it shows up in my door,
yeah.
time
I
to
gotta change it. Exactly. And they have something in it called a magic filter. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
And they're next level. They last longer. They have 10% less pressure drop compared to ordinary cardboard edge filters you buy in the store. I don't know what any of that means.
I do know what that means.
Oh, okay.
Because I spend a long fucking time looking up this stuff. So sometimes you will notice that you will see a drop in the performance of your HVAC system when you have a very high level filter because it's filtering it. It's not allowing enough air to pass through. This will filter out the stuff it needs to, but it won't affect the performance
great.
of
I'm
your
really
thing.
glad you told me that because I had no idea.
Well, when
It
you
just
have a
sounded
brother who's a
great.
mechanical engineer and works in building
Okay.
HVAC stuff, you sometimes have to sit through lectures.
Okay. Well, I love it. And they are apparently made with love in North Carolina, which is adorable. And they're coming to your door and you're good to go. Filter Easy takes care of your air filter so you have time to take care of everything else. Head to filtereasy.com/candy. Use code CANDY for 50% off your first order plus free shipping forever. Once again, that's filtereasy.com/candy for 50% off your first order plus free shipping forever. And make sure you use our promo code CANDY so they know we sent you.
Yeah. Yeah, I want a
Cool.
subscription service for the things that are freaking necessary. Like
You said it.
I'm never
And I don't
not
want to
gonna
think
use
about
that.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is audiobooks. Listen to them.
I don't like it as much as reading, though.
Oh, you don't?
I love a book. I love a hard book.
Yeah.
And I don't even like ebooks that much, but I'll use them.
I don't like
but I
ebooks
don't like
either.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It feels like I can't.
Feels like I'm on Instagram, and I don't like it.
Yeah, and I can't read in that same recognizing
Yeah.
way on because there are too many other distractions on the side. The glow, it just doesn't let my brain do the same thing. When I have an
No, I like
actual
a good
page, I
old-fashioned.
can
Yeah.
scan.
And I like to write notes or make a note, a little tab on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it counts. Like you've read a book, you've enjoyed a book, whatever.
Yeah, but
it's
some
not the
people
same.
get really snooty about it, and they're like, "Well, it doesn't count because reading, you're activating a different part of your brain, and blah blah blah." Yes, you are, but they're also the audiobook people can say the same thing to the reading people. Well, you're reading, and so you're not doing this and this and this to your brain. There's benefits to both, really.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Calm down, everybody.
Right.
It beats a lot of other shit most people
Yeah.
are doing.
And it all totally does. And it also is a nice. I like it as a alternative before bed. I like to listen to something instead of holding a book or like.
What
I
are you
can't
listening to
focus.
in there?
Well, I'm listening to our book club pick this month.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh,
Possible
I thought,
Beauties.
okay, got it. Yeah.
and then
That's
I put the little
cool.
timer on because I know I'm going to fall asleep in 10
that
minutes.
sounds really nice, actually.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's a bedtime. Oh, excuse me, hiccup.
Oh,
it's a
that was
bedtime
adorable
story.
too.
Well, thanks.
Stop being so cute.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's a. Oh,
Okay.
speaking of which, I saw somebody give their partner, like they posted a video about this on Instagram. They gave their partner a reading of them reading their like favorite book, like an audio book, but they read it.
Man, that's romantic.
Isn't that? I was like,
Yeah.
okay, That's a really good idea that I would
Was
never
it
thought of.
lesbians?
Of course it was.
I hate my life.
Right. It's only lesbians who are going to do stuff like that. Please.
Doomed.
And let me tell you, lesbians think about you. They're the
What?
best. They're
Are you
always
serious?
so
they
much.
think about you?
All the time.
They
Consider it
consider you? Oh, God.
all the time. It's like the best. And you'll take a shower at their house, and just like that, boom, will be the body wash that you prefer and the shampoos that you prefer just right there in your shower. And in their
God.
shower to accommodate your needs without you even asking.
Wow. I can't believe that.
It's the fucking best.
Because I know I say it a lot and I stand by it. Like men and women being together is interspecies.
It
Love.
feels like that.
It's not it's not right.
Because then when it's two women, you're like, oh,
It's
this is the
unnatural.
same. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
unnatural.
Wow, I'm so happy for you.
Yes. Oh, thanks. Yes. Okay. What else? What else? This. I feel like this feels very. What do I want to say? Okay, I'll do this one. This felt like a very brain candy story. It's kind of since come and gone in the news, but I want to talk about it again. Did
Okay.
you see the woman, poor Anne, who was scammed by somebody who was pretending to be Brad Pitt?
Oh my God. This is the best story
I know.
of all.
I know. We
time.
have to talk about it on
We
here.
have
It feels
to
like
talk
so
about
brain candy.
She is such a moron. I love it.
Oh.
I know you're going to be like, we can't victim blame. And I'm like, we actually can. We can.
Anne is a 53-year-old French woman who was deceived into believing
so
that
great.
she had a romantic relationship with Brad Pitt. And
The pictures.
oh my God,
So
the pictures are
You know the pictures he sent her from his hospital bed? Wink, wink.
wink, wink. I mean,
Ah.
what's it called? The ChatGPT, like AI, those AI images.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he had the right number of fingers in those pictures. And
It's amazing what the brain will do
Yes.
if it wants to believe something
Yes.
badly enough.
yes,
Like Anne really
she wanted to
to believe she was going to get to bang Brad.
I wonder what this, because the article I read was had it listed in euros, so or no pounds.
Oh yeah,
maybe?
900,000
Yeah. Okay.
US dollars.
900. I'm more
She
impressed that
spent-
Anne had $900,000.
Guess how?
Oh fuck! How?
Divorce
Inheritance.
settlement.
Oh no! Okay, because I'm like, this woman you cannot tell me that she worked up a savings of $900,000. Was smart enough to do that,
How
and then
mad
dumb enough
is
to
her
lose
husband,
it.
ex-husband, that he did earn $900,000,
Oh, my God, I'm
had to
sick.
give it to this dumb bitch, and
my
then
God.
she thinks she's dating Brad Pitt in a hospital bed.
Yeah,
And
over
gave
18
him-
months.
Why did she? What I don't know is why she thought Brad needed her money.
Okay, so it wasn't Brad, well, obviously, that originally contacted her. It was
Sarah.
somebody pretending to be his mother, Jane Pitt. So they started the
it.
scam as posing as his mom.
Jane Pitt reached out to this French hooker.
Which Jane Pitt already sounds like a fake name,
Totally.
you know? So
Right,
does
like
Brad
Jane
Pitt.
Doe.
It sounds. Right. Well, that is her mom's name, his mom's name.
Hey,
So-
but do you know that he is a descendant of the person who founded Pittsburgh?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh.
Like his whatever white great grandpappy founded this dump.
There's a new, I think it's on HBO Max or whatever we're calling that now, that is about the medical, like the hospital at Pitt.
Yes.
And it's with the guy who was in ER, and it's by the same people who
Is
did
it
ER.
Anthony Edwards?
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to watch it.
They really want me to watch it. Like they're
They
like,
want me to
Susie,
watch
you
it
gotta
too.
watch it.
Same. It might be because I'm sharing your account. But
Oh.
no, Max might be
even know
mine.
that.
No, Max is mine. Prime is we're sharing. One of them, a few of them we're sharing.
It's so true. I'll see like my recommendations. I'm like, I think Sarah's been watching some things.
Yeah. Well, I went to go log on to Prime and I like put it on to like me, like the guest account, and the person I was with was like, "Well, why don't you just watch Susie?" So I was like,
We're not the same.
We're not the same. And then she took two looks, like one look at my, For You page. She's like, oh, I get it.
What
That's
was
different.
mine? What was it?
Well, she didn't see yours. She saw what mine was.
Oh,
and mine's
okay.
all like snowboarding videos,
It's all
like extreme sports.
I'm like, God, she is not. This is either method acting or she really loves this stuff.
I do. I think I really love it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, this gal, what's the French lady's name? Monique
Anne.
or whatever? Anne. Okay, do you have the photos like pulled up on your phone right now?
No, I don't have them pulled up.
Because
but
do you remember the one?
Oh, I remember.
Where it's like mostly dead space up here, and it's
Yeah.
just like his eyes, like,
Yeah.
like in like a hospital bed, and like behind a curtain, like he's getting a C-section or something.
My personal favorite was the one where it looks like he just popped into the screen, where it's so clearly like an overlay over what are they called? Like stock photo. It's a stock photo of a
Yeah.
hospital bed. Like
Here's
if you were
the
to
thing.
copy and paste him, Brad Pitt sideways entering the photo, like peekaboo.
Here's what I don't get, and maybe I'm weird, but like when I'm interested in somebody, I'm Googling. I am going on the deep dive. I will find their second cousin once removed and see, what they may have posted about them. I will find out every part of their life. All it would take for Anne to crack this case was to, for real, Google.
Well, that's when she found out it was a scam, when she saw
But how
Brad
long did this
Pitt.
go on? Like
18
months?
months. Yeah, I know.
You didn't
But
Google
I
for a
think
year and a half? I don't even think you were committed to him.
She didn't want to believe. And I mean, I do. Of course, you knew exactly how I was going to be, where I'm like, I understand that seems like she's struggling with some mental health challenges. This woman
that's for
is
sure.
not doing well. And I do feel really bad that she then became a mockery of,
You should not feel bad, Sarah.
okay.
Why do you feel like that?
I mean, I wonder how the story got out.
I do too.
That's how that will change how I feel. If it was something where if she's in any way public about this or posted anything
Okay.
about, then I'm like,
I hear you.
fair game.
So
but
you're
if it's
saying
just like
if like the
somebody
police were
who-
like, get a load of this.
yeah, then I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Okay, I hear what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
and I would not want to be her, but I also
Right,
on day one
right,
would have Googled it,
right.
and so
come
I don't
on.
know what you're doing with your life, Anne.
And the article I read called it that AI images were used to create a convincing illusion. They were
Convincing.
using that term
Get the
a
fuck
little freely, because
right.
I was not convinced.
Listen.
Yeah, but I think when
Why
that
did
really
she
shows-
think she was the object of his affection? Like you were that
I
because
think
you shouldn't
that's-
feel bad just for that she had that kind of like
that's the
ego. Oh yeah, you Anne, you're the one of everyone.
Right.
He wants Anne.
I mean, people will create whatever reality they want to create that somehow comforts them, and it is, and whatever she went through that made her. I feel like it must have been sad. There must have been a sad situation.
Sarah,
but-
she got a minimum of $900,000 from that sad situation. I've been in a
right.
lot of sad situations, and I got $0.
Okay, this is true. This is
I
true.
mean,
this is
that's
true.
really nice of you.
This is true, but it's kind of just kooky behavior, And sometimes kooky behavior is kooky
Are you
behavior.
telling me that you think like no matter what, that if you do something like that, that there is an element of like mental instability? Or do you think a sane person could?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Are you just in?
I don't think a sane person
inferring.
could.
No, I don't either, Sarah.
I don't think so. Yeah, but it's also it's so hard. I'm having a hard time because I'm thinking about like, would a sane person join a cult? And I think yes.
That's different.
I know, but this feels like
Cults aren't scams at first.
right.
It would be like if you
that's
started dating
true.
Brad Pitt and then he went bananas and you stayed. That's what a cult is.
Yeah, that's true.
She
This
went.
was just, I'm very susceptible, vulnerable to a scam. And I wonder, because it seems like she must have been very, no, the $100,000 or the $900,000 the settlement from the ex-husband is really throwing me off. Because that means she was married once. Because my mind wants to be on this person wanted love so much and da 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 da. Okay,
Maybe
that may
she
be true,
was like,
but like,
what?
I
would love.
married.
Wouldn't it be great if like she fucking knew the whole time and was just like pissing away this guy's money?
I would love for that to be the story. Oh, you want me to say? Oh, there you go.
know, like she just was like, fuck you and your money. I don't give a shit.
Just lit it on
Give it to
fire
Brad
and threw it
Pitt.
off the bridge. Yeah.
I'm sure that's not the case, but like that's the only way that I'm like, oh, okay, now I see where you're coming from. Yeah. But it is amazing that someone that crazy could get that much money in a divorce settlement.
Right. But then it reminds me of like Grey Gardens or Grey Gable, whatever that you
Great
know,
Gardens,
where
yeah.
It's like these the women
More
who've got-
money than sense.
Yeah, and then there was that Hoarders with the one woman who was the interior decorator who had like the beautiful home, and she went, she just really went through some tough stuff, and now little crazy.
The human brain is very fragile.
It really, really is. Yeah, and there's always just like something that caused it to break, and that's what I have empathy for.
I would pay a lot of money to have a video of when whoever told this story to Brad Pitt. Because you know he knows about it now.
Oh, 100%.
And by the way,
If
I hate
were
that
Brad
guy.
Pitt, I would go as Brad Pitt from one of those photos for Halloween.
Totally.
And I hate that guy too. Fuck
Yeah,
that guy.
fuck that guy.
Yeah. I wish
He
we
is-
scammed him out of all that money.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I believe he's allegedly an abuser.
Yeah.
And a horrible person and unrepentant and blah blah blah. Don't at me. I don't want to hear about it.
Right.
About how Angelina's the worst or whatever. Shut the fuck up. Right. But regardless of that, I would love a video of him hearing some fucking idiot gave $900,000 to Hospital Brad Pitt
Hospital Brad Pitt.
and Jane Pitt.
And Jane Pitt. With no check marks next to their name. No. Yeah, you have to want to believe.
Wild.
It's like, but it feels like getting scammed like that is like the female cult, like not cult, like conspiracy theory. Like the you know, how that wanting to belong to something, wanting to.
There's no community though.
I know, but I think it's being chosen. It's wanting to be.
Oh, God,
picked
I know.
and wanting attention.
I get that,
and they'll
man.
take attention in any way, even if it's attention from a scammer. That's still
You're so right, Sarah.
attention.
There, but for the grace of God, go I. For real. Because if, let's say, you're like gross and you're not getting any, like cute, and then next thing you know, Brad Pitt's in a hospital bed barking up your tree.
I'm just like, I don't even care. There may be a part of you that knows it's fake, but you're like, nobody's been texting me,
It's
and now
better than nothing.
somebody's being romantic with me, even if they're trying to get money out of it. Please.
Oh my God.
What's the difference then? A I mean, you're getting what you want. You're getting attention for money.
Yeah, like
that's
if
a
you can
prostitute.
tap into the human psychosis of needing to matter,
Yes.
you can really exploit that.
Yep. I think that's what that is.
Okay, we've come a long way, I feel like.
Yeah, we have.
Thank you for sharing all that. It was so good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that story up because I've
had
been
to.
meaning to talk to you about that.
Yeah, it's been on my list too.
Good work, Sarah. These were excellent stories.
Thanks. Just doing
Wow.
a job over here on the old podcast.
Reporting for duty with
Yes.
Brain and Candy.
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm interested to see when we post the promo clips if your tits are the focal point.
I've been staring at them the whole time.
They haven't been erect or anything.
I know, because it's nice and warm in here, so we're all
So
good.
then I think you're fine. It's when they start saluting.
Yeah, and when
the-
I wear white T-shirts and it gets a little see-through over here.
God,
fine.
that's what our show needs. We got to break through all the noise of these podcasts.
I know, and maybe a little tit can do that, a little nip action.
All right, good work,
Sex sells,
everybody.
right?
Please visit thebraincandypodcast.com and check out all of our codes in the candy codes section because, or is that what it is called? Candy codes?
Yeah, candy
Yeah,
codes.
because when you use those codes, it helps keep the lights on over here. And we're going to go broke if like all these fucking celebrities keep coming out with podcasts. I'm looking at you, Dana Carvey.
Yeah, and we got people like Ann giving all of her money away to Brad Pitt, so
Hello?
we get
And
a little
I would
something,
tell
something?
her all kinds of nice things.
Oh my gosh, please, we'll give her so much attention for so much cheaper.
Maybe she just doesn't know about your nipples that are going to
Or
be
the
on
candy
show. All right, people. We'll see you next time. Bye.